a little problem. There's no hole, so now there is. Hi there, I'm Leo with Remodeling Calculator, and I want to make this quick video to show you how you can easily repair a drywall in your house if there's a hole in it. So fixing a hole in the drywall. Now, why would you do this yourself? It's simple. Basically, if you hire a handyman to do this, this will cost you $200 to $300. Plus, you have to waste time to let the handyman in. You have to wait while he's working, and then he has to come back and paint everything. So it's a hassle, and you can actually do this yourself in 15 minutes, which I will show you right now. So first of all, what you will need for this repair. If you don't have absolutely anything to fix a hole in your drywall, the tools will cost you somewhere around $40 to $50, and that also includes materials. So what you need is joint compound right here. You need a patty knife like this, you know, the spreader tool. You can even, something like this, a 3-inch would be fine. So you can buy joint compound for about $8 for a small bucket, and that will last you a very long time as long as you seal it well. Something, a tool like this would cost you somewhere about $5 to $7. You don't really need this, you can just pick up the joint compound from the bucket, but I'm using this because I do all this joint work here. What else you will need? You will need a square like this, but you don't have to have it. You will need a knife, a razor blade knife, so like $3 to $10. You'll need a couple of pieces of wood like this. This is furring, you can even use scrap pieces or a piece of plywood, doesn't matter. And you will need to get a piece of drywall. Now Home Depot, Lowe's, they sell them in sections of 2 by 2 feet for about $4 or $5. So overall, your cost would be between $30 and $50 tops to fix this. And also you need a small roll of joint tape. Now I use this mesh. Don't use paper. Paper sucks. Use this. It's great stuff. And basically, once you fix the hole, then you sand it down. Also, you need a sanding. It's a sponge with the sand grid, the sand on it. So that's another $3. That's it. Basically, you can fix the hole yourself. So now let me show you how to do it. So I have this wall here, but we have a little problem. There's no hole. So now there is. So how to fix it like this? Now there are several methods. Home Depot sells a basically it's like a round piece of mesh, and I hate using that method. It doesn't work. You basically put it here, you put joint compound over it, but then it kind of sinks in and it falls off. That's not a very good method to do this. So I'll show you a really good method to fix it. Okay, let me zoom in. So first thing you need to do is cut out a piece out of the hole. So since I'm using this piece of drywall, I'll just draw a rectangle like so, and then you can finish it with your square like this. Alright, so here's our little rectangle or square. So now you take a knife and you slowly cut this section out. One thing I forgot that you will also need is a screw gun, so a drill with a Phillips number 2 head and a few drywall screws that go along with it. Right, let me move the camera so you can see better. So keep on cutting until you cut this square out. Okay, so once you cut out your section, you need to do the following. So now, take your 2 pieces of wood, make sure they're longer than the hole. Insert them like this. So it's easier if you mark them, so you have equal distance on top and bottom. Also make sure that your piece is at least a couple of inches longer than the hole, because you will be putting in screws, and you don't want to put screws on the very edge of the drywall, so go at least like ½ inch to 3/4 away from the edge. And when you put in your screws, don't sink them too deep, just make them basically like flush with the drywall. And what I'm doing here, I'm also putting a little bit to the side so I can put in my screws here. Okay, now this is firmly in place. Do the second one on the other side. Alright, so now you have something to attach your new drywall to. So what you need to cut it is just do one line like so, and break it, and just cut the paper on the back. Alright, here's our piece. So use about 3 screws on each side. Try to stay away from the edges, not to crack them. Alright, now it's time for your joint compound. So try to get low dust, but it doesn't really matter. If you can find quick drying joint compound, it's great. Usually the pre-mixed stuff is a slow drying time, but I still like using pre-mixed. You can do either powder or pre-mixed. I prefer pre-mixed just so it's easier for me to work. So once you have the joint compound ready, spread it. Do a little extra than you think you will need. And now try to use a wider putty tool, like this is a 6-inch. This will give you a more even edges, more even compound. You can even go in the center just to make it more even. Okay, when you have excess, put it back in a bucket, or in my case I put it in this tray. Just scoop it off. Now, let me zoom in, I'll show you something. Okay, notice if I go too hard on this, I reveal the tape. So don't leave a little layer, like maybe 1/8 of an inch of the compound. You can later sand it off. But you can actually do this in one step. You don't have to let it dry and come back. Just put a little bit more than you think you will need and spread it evenly. Also, the technique I like to use, I'll show you. When you're almost done, but you need to clear the edges, put your putty knife like at an angle, just like so. So this side touches the drywall and this one is slightly lifted in the air, so you don't scoop on the inside, but you pick compound off on the edges. Alright, so once this is done and even, just let it dry. Maybe for a day or so, depending on how thick of a layer you put on it. You can actually check by pressing your finger on it. If it's still soft, let it dry a little bit more. Once it's completely dry, just use a sanding sponge to sand it down, make it smooth and even with the rest of your wall. Then you can paint it, and this is how you do a repair of a hole in a wall, a hole in a drywall. And like I said, the cost to do this is about $30 to $50 if you don't have anything around the house to work with, except for screw gun. But most people have a drill or some kind of tool like that around the house anyway. So, alright, thank you for watching. Please click the like button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel. There's a lot more videos and there will be more great videos. Thanks. See you.